Are you reading the same stuff I'm reading lately about medications? I have gotten a lot of feedback, and I'm actually reading a lot of literature about what we're being prescribed and what it's doing for us. And it's hard to know what to believe or not, but are we being over medicated? My decision to stop taking my medication was based on the fact that I was getting pretty sick from it. To not replace it with another one was my wanting to know how would my body be after 3 to 6 months not being on medication. How would it affect my blood pressure? I know when we are anxious and overwhelmed, afraid, our body responds in certain ways. You can't help but notice in movies these days, every time someone's in a scared situation, they're hyperventilating, which I don't think we really do as a response to fear or anxiety, to sit there and go, most of those actors would be out cold if that really was happening, because they would be hyperventilating and over-oxygenating themselves. Back to my topic, which is, are we being over-medicated? And are we being fed a story? Some of the responses I got and some of the stuff I've been reading, it's almost word for word what I've heard from 2 different practitioners about my blood pressure. Well, the studies say that people who have high blood pressure in this age category tend to be more likely to have a stroke. Same words. So I'm wondering, are we all being fed a story? So what's happening here? I'm confused. So I want to tell you guys, I appreciate your feedback because I am hearing the same stories. And as a nurse, I can tell you I have had situations where I am flabbergasted when a patient comes in holding herself up with a walker, and she's younger than me. And when I ask her about her medication, she's already taken 12 to 15 medications in the morning, part of her 25 pills a day. I don't know if all of those medications are doing her good. That's the thing. Are they doing her good? Are they preserving her body? Or are they, if you look at the fine print, are they causing a problem? Are they causing renal problems, which is what they're using now? Well, if you don't take blood pressure medicines, the complication can be renal failure. Well, guess what? If you take it, you can also get renal failure because it's one of the fine lines. I'm not advocating not taking medications or talking to your doctor. You already know I have a handbook about talking about collaborative and ethical care and what our responsibilities are to them and what their responsibilities are to us. And I think we need to at least go in a little bit more informed and a little bit more courageous to say, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to do that. Or tell me the complications. Or look it up. Ask your AI. What are the complications? What are the severity of those complications? And just know that there are complications. And when you're taking a ton of medications, who knows which one's really working? Who knows? It's frustrating, and it must be frustrating for you guys too. Like I said about the woman who came in on 12 medications, and she's shaky, and she feels terrible, and I'm wondering which one of those medications has that side effect. What does our body do when it's so inundated with medication? Trust me, I am not saying there isn't a place for medicine here. Antibiotics have done a wondrous thing for us. But geez, when I went to nursing school, there was like 3 different antibiotics, and you had to break them up and you had to mix them up, and then you pull out and you had to get your little Texas Instruments back then and calculate out how much medication we would give when we mixed it in 10 cc's with this and that. It was very confusing, but there were only 3 or 4 of them. There are hundreds of antibiotics now. You know, there's a place for them. And in an emergency, I totally agree that we need them. The idea that we're starting them during surgery is a great idea because it gets them on board while the changes isn't happening. Another thing I've seen is that medicine has decided if it's not absolutely a ruptured appendix or gallbladder, let's wait 24 hours and give them 24 hours worth of antibiotics. So there are really good things happening out there with medicine, but they are not the end all. It doesn't mean turn off your mind to all holistic care and alternative medicine and supplemental medicine, eating better. It means it's a collaborative relationship, and we have to be responsible for our bodies. I think that's my rant for today. I am not giving this as medical advice. This is just my opinion, and trust yourself. Trust yourself. And if you like this video, please comment below or share it.